Hey everybody, I'm Walt, and I'm so excited to be back with you for part 2 of this journey we're taking to learn how to think about media in ways that bring honor and glory to God. The last time we were together, we talked about how media is a big part of our lives. Things like watching TV and movies, surfing the internet, updating your Facebook page, or playing video games. Now, I know this might sound a little creepy, but there are researchers out there who study you and how you spend your time. Some researchers recently interviewed 2,000 of your peers and discovered something pretty amazing regarding teenagers and media. They found that the average 8 to 18-year-old interacts with 7 hours and 38 minutes of media a day. And that doesn't even include the time you spend using media for schoolwork or time spent using your cell phone to talk or text. Media is a big part of your life. We also looked at a verse in 1 Corinthians 10:31 that shows us that God does care about what media we use and how we use it. The Apostle Paul says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." God's will is that our faith is woven in and through every single area of our lives. The whatever you do includes all that time you spend using media. Last time, I challenged you to think about loving and serving God by learning some media evaluation skills that I think can become some great lifelong habits. I introduced you to a little guide I wrote called How to Use Your Head to Guard Your Heart. This little guide teaches you 3 steps you can use to make responsible and God-honoring media choices. After all, if it's God's will for our faith to inform our media use and choices, we need to take some responsibility for making that happen. Hopefully, since the last time, you've had a chance to practice the first of the 3D media evaluation steps. We called that step Discover. Discovery is the process of thoughtfully and carefully listening and watching to uncover the underlying worldview of the media piece. Before we talk about the second of the 3D media evaluation steps, I want to talk to you about a word you just heard me use. That word is worldview. It's an important concept you need to understand because whether you know it or not, you and everyone you know has a worldview. A worldview is the set of basic beliefs through which we view the world around us, our purpose in life, and our future. It explains the way the world is, as well as the way the world ought to be. Someone once told me that a great way to understand a worldview is to think of it as a pair of glasses. Since everyone has a worldview, everyone has a set of worldview glasses they wear, whether we know it or not. Some people have carefully and thoughtfully chosen their pair of glasses. Most of us, however, have just picked up a set of glasses along the way. Everything we see passes through the lenses, but not everyone has the same set of lenses. What you see is affected by the strength and color of the lens you wear. If I have purple lenses that are strong, then that shades everything. If you have weaker lenses that are yellow in your worldview glasses, you'll see things differently than me. Let me give you an example that I think will be helpful. Think for a minute about the controversial topic of abortion. If you're like me, you've not only thought about abortion, but you've discussed it with other people. Sometimes those discussions have turned into arguments. Many people who oppose abortion do so from a set of worldview glasses that includes certain beliefs, including the belief that life begins at conception, that a fetus is an unborn fully human being, that it is morally wrong to terminate the life of a fetus, and that God is the author of all life. Many people who support abortion do so from a set of worldview glasses that includes other basic beliefs, like a person's right to make their own decisions, to answer only to themselves and nobody else, that a fetus is not a human being, and that they, rather than God, are in control. One of my favorite movie scenes of the last few years takes place in the movie Juno. Remember that movie? It's a scene that captures the collision between these different worldviews. When 16-year-old Juno discovers that she's pregnant, she makes an appointment to have an abortion. Because of the worldview glasses she's wearing, Juno believes abortion is okay. She even has a friend with the same worldview glasses who encourages her to get an abortion and even offers to make the appointment for her. Juno heads to the clinic, acting on her worldview. But on the way into the clinic, she meets an awkward and very shy classmate named Sue Chin. Sue Chin is the lone abortion protester in the clinic parking lot. From the perspective of her worldview, Sue Chin speaks to Juno. "All babies want to get born," she says. "Your baby probably has a beating heart. It can feel pain, and it has fingernails." Remember that scene? When Juno gets into the clinic, she keeps thinking about what Sue Chin said and those fingernails. Eventually, Juno's worldview changes and she runs out of the clinic. She decides not to have an abortion, but to give birth to her baby, a baby who is a living human being with fingernails. Do you see how it works? Your worldview has been shaped from the day you were born, and each of us lives out our worldview every minute of every day. It's the basis for what we think and how we act. Some of us have consciously chosen our worldview glasses. For others, our worldview is an unconscious collection of answers that we've picked up along the way.